Whoa, whoa, whoa. And we are live. We are live. Oh, my. Crazy morning trying to get started here, but okay. We're going. Let me pull up my chat so we are good to go. How's everybody doing this morning? Oh my gosh, it is a beautiful day outside today. It's supposed to be. Oh my gosh, okay, so it's supposed to be, I think, like 72 or something today. That's pretty amazing. Okay, where's my chat? There it is. All right, so let me get off of YouTube. There we are, yay! Yeah, so 70 something today. I can't believe it. Yesterday was so beautiful. It was actually almost hot in the sun, and I was using the air conditioning in my car. So, yay for that. Oh no! Hi Alexis, how are you? Still laid up with a busted shoulder. That's horrible. I hope you get better soon. It's horrible to be in pain. I know my back always gives me trouble. My back and my neck. And I have nerve damage in my neck. And so there are good days and there are bad days. So I know what it means to just, not be able to do a whole lot. And it's just because of the pain. But thank you for being here. Yesterday was worse. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it something that you're going to have surgery for, or is it something that's going to repair itself over time? Shoulder's horrible too. I mean, anything that has to do with your arms and your back, it's like, that's your whole body. It makes it difficult to try and do anything. Hello there. How are you? I'm just waiting for a few more people. See if we can get a few more people to pop in here. Today, I want to talk a little bit, since it's kind of like the hot topic right now. I want to talk a little bit about how to protect yourself from the coronavirus. It's kind of like any other virus or flu virus, and there are steps that you can take to prevent yourself from getting sick. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Very easy things, nothing that's expensive or crazy. You don't need to go out and buy, $100 face mask or something like that. You don't need to shop from store to store looking for hand sanitizer. Long term, no solution, no surgery. Just got to deal with it when it flares up. Oh no. Is there a name for it, or what were you diagnosed with, or what is the injury? Oh, comfortable in my chair today. Oh, okay. I feel like my office is closing in on me. Look at this. It's creeping into my space. Residual whiplash. Oh. I guess that's sort of like what I have. So I was in a pretty bad car accident. I think I was like around 17. Yeah, it was my first year in college. So I think I was 17, or I had just turned 17. And yeah, head-on collision. I got some pretty bad whiplash. And then, what was it, maybe like 5 years ago now, 4 years ago, I was rear-ended, and I got whiplash from that, but my head was turned like this when I got hit, so I went like that, and I damaged the nerves all right here. And I think that the previous accident, for when I was younger, made this situation a lot worse, because when I was rear-ended, I wasn't hit that hard, but I think it just made the this situation a lot worse than it probably would have been if I didn't have that previous injury. Um, but yeah, mine is kind of the same way, except that it is nerve damage, so I don't know if that's the same thing like what you're experiencing. So it flares up, you know, if I have a lot of stress or pressure going on in my back and my neck, then I start getting the pain. I get the numbness in my arms, the tingling. You know, I'll think like I'm gripping something and I think that I have a hold of it, and then I end up dropping it. Yeah, I break a lot of cups that way, a lot of glasses that way. So I tend to get ones like this that have the, you know, the handle, so I know that even if I lose my grip on it, I still have some control of it. Same thing with knives. Like right after right after the accident, I love to cook, and so that's a horrible thing. But right after the accident, I was dropping my knives all the time, and I was afraid I was gonna like cut off my toe or something. So yeah, it was, thankfully, I had good insurance, and the person that hit me had good insurance. And so I was able to go to physical therapy. I went 3 times a week for, I think it was 4 or 5 months. And then after that, I went to a chiropractor, and I still go to the chiropractor. But in the beginning, I was going to the chiropractor 3 times a week. And I did that for almost a year. That's a lot. 3 times a week for almost a year. And now I still go to the chiropractor, but I go about every 3 months or so. I can start feeling when it's becoming more of a problem, like I'm having the flare-ups more and more, like every day, instead of maybe once a week or something like that. And then I know that it's time, like, oh, I better go see the chiropractor again and see if he can help relieve some of the pressure on my nerves. So that's definitely a help, but it's a temporary fix. So about every 3 months or so, I have to go back. You're afraid of the chiropractor? You have to find the right one, and you have to find someone that you trust. And maybe just go to the chiropractor. Don't have them crack your neck, or crack your neck or anything like that until you trust them. Go to a couple different ones, and just see who you feel comfortable with. I went to several before I found the one that I go to now on a regular basis. And this guy is great. He's really amazing. He does a wonderful job. His staff is great. And it's walk-in. I don't have to make an appointment or anything like that. I can use insurance. I can use cash, whatever I want to do. So that's pretty awesome. But, I had gone to several before that and just wasn't comfortable with the ones previous. And so I wouldn't allow them to crack my neck, which is like the main reason why I need to go to the chiropractor. So, just experiment with a few different ones. Don't allow them to do anything that you're uncomfortable with until you find someone that you are comfortable with. And don't be afraid to ask them too about their schooling, about their credentials. Should be posted on the wall somewhere in their office, but if it's not, or you can't see it, ask them. Don't be afraid to ask them. All right, well, since I don't have a whole lot of time, probably not a full hour today, I just want to talk a little bit about, you've been thinking about acupuncture. You know, I haven't tried that. I haven't tried acupuncture. Uh, I don't have anything really to say about it because I haven't tried it. But um, I wouldn't be against it. You know, I'm always open to alternative medicine and different ways to make your body feel better, especially ways that are natural. So I don't know why I've never considered doing that or never tried that. But again, that is something that you need to trust also, because those are needles that are sticking in your skin. They don't go really deep enough, I think, to do any damage if they misplaced them. But you want to go to a place that you can trust as well, because anything that's going to stick in your skin or puncture your skin, you need to make sure that the place is clean, the place is sterile. You don't want to contract anything, because again, those are needles. It's like a tattoo shop. You know, you need to make sure that you know who you're going to and that they are clean. Um, you know, check with the health board, maybe ask them for their licensing, different things like that. So acupuncture can be dangerous as well. Just as long as you got to know, you have to do your homework, basically. Do your homework. Okay, so my mom recommended the idea, but that makes a lot of sense. Never thought of all that. Yeah, you just have to do your homework. There are good places out there, you know. I'm sure there are some that are not, but you know, just and if you ever walk into a place and you feel uncomfortable, leave. Leave. It's your choice. You don't have to be there. If you're uncomfortable when you first walk in, don't continue with your appointment and keep going through. If you're uncomfortable when you first walk in, leave. Go find another place. I'm sure there are plenty. Um, Coronavirus. Okay, guys. The coronavirus. Yeah, it's scary, and the news and media make it out to be, I think, a lot more than it is. However, it is spreading very, very quickly. Yes, people are dying from it. Um, I think the scary thing about it is that people are dying from it very quickly. Not that the amount of people who have died from it, but how fast they're dying from it. Because there are plenty of other things in the world that kill way more people than what this coronavirus is doing. For example, cancer, cigarettes, you know, these things kill thousands and thousands more people every day than what this coronavirus is doing right now. But I think the rate at how fast um, is kind of the scary thing. So where was I going with that? Okay, so a couple of things you can do to help prevent you from getting sick. First thing, wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash, wash, wash. Wash before you eat. Don't, if you're like touching things or you're grocery shopping or whatever, don't touch your face. Don't wipe your nose. Don't put your nails in your mouth or whatever. Wash your hands. Use baby wipes. If you don't have hand sanitizer wipes, hey Tommy, how are you? So use baby wipes. I know there's a huge shortage right now on sanitizer wipes, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, water, face masks. So I'm going to give you a couple ideas on how to obviously not make toilet paper, but make some of the other things at home with ingredients that are readily available and that you can still get in grocery stores, because you don't have to go buy a bottle of hand sanitizer. You can make your own. And then I'll give you a couple other ideas of where you might still be able to find these items, even though people are buying them in huge bulk. Like yesterday, I was at CVS, and the guy behind me bought the entire stock in the store of all of the hand sanitizer and the water. So, you know, and then a few days ago, I think it was on Saturday or Sunday, I do a lot of like grocery delivery. So I'll do Vaughn's, or sometimes I do Instacart, like if I don't feel like going to Sam's Club because it's really far. Um, and, you know, if I'm having shoulder problems or nerve problems, I can't lift up like cases of water or cases of soda or whatever it is that we want. So I'll have someone do it for me. So the lady came and delivered my stuff, and she was like, you cannot believe how crazy it is at Sam's Club, and people are buying water by like the pallets. And, you know, they just kept bringing out more and more water. It was like a feeding frenzy, but with water. So it's interesting to me. I don't think you need to shut yourself into your house. I just think that you need to take a few precautions. For example, okay, I had 2 big conventions this month that I wanted to go to. The first one was, why can't I think of what it's called? Hold on, let me look at my calendar. Altitude, thank you. The first one I wanted to go to is Altitude. It's a lingerie convention. I have a huge stock of lingerie on my website. And so a couple of vendors have invited me, and I was going to go to that, but I've changed my mind. I don't want to go to that convention now. Same thing with ASD. ASD is at the end of the month, and I don't want to go to that either. They did send me an email stating that none of the Chinese, how's the wording? Vendors from China were going to attend. However, I still don't feel comfortable, because that is a place where you're networking. You're shaking hands, you're handing out business cards, you're touching, you're looking at products, you're touching fabrics, whatever it is. And I'm a huggy type person, so when I meet somebody that I like to do business with, I shake their hand, I hug them, whatever. I'm not going to the convention. I'm not going to either one. I will wait for the, I believe there's another ASD, right? Like in August or something, like usually in the summertime. So we'll see how this virus is going then, and I might consider going to that. It really sucks because I really did want to go to the lingerie convention, but you know, I'd rather be healthy than to risk it. So, hey, Destiny, how are you? How are you? Oh, that was a circle. There we go. Okay, so what am I doing to prevent, well, the stuff that I usually do every day, but I never, ever, ever get sick, aside from allergies, because I do have, you know, seasonal allergies that really bother me here in the desert. But aside from allergies and the occasional migraine, which is usually my fault because I'm allergic to peanuts. So if I eat peanuts, I get a migraine, and that's usually my fault because I love Snickers bars, I love peanut butter, and I'll be like, oh, a little bit won't hurt, and then, you know, the next day I'll have a migraine. My fault. Aside from that, I don't get sick. I don't get colds. I don't get the flu. I just don't. Maybe once a year, I'll get a cold. And if that. I think last year I didn't get sick at all. Sometimes I'll get like a sinus infection, but that again is sinus, and you know, I do things to help combat that too, so that it comes and goes rather quickly. So here's what I do. All right, these, can you guys see it without the weird lighting? There we go. Emergency. Okay. They call it emergency, but don't take this when you have an emergency. take it all the time. It doesn't taste that great. It kind of tastes like a watered down fizzy orange soda or something like that. But these are great. So the dosage, I believe, is 1 packet. So I just do 1 packet a day, but I add additional vitamin C by using these. This is just a generic brand, vitamin C drops. They look like cough drops. They look like cough drops. They taste pretty sour, and they're like orange, grapefruit, lemon, something all mixed into one. Yeah, orange, grapefruit, and lemon all mixed into one. So the vitamin C in this is 117% in 2 drops. And the vitamin C in this, let's see, what is it? Is 1100%. So you're getting a huge dose of vitamin C. And I take a lot more than just 2 of these. Usually I'll throw a few of these in my pocket and then I just kind of suck on them all day. You can't really overdose on vitamin C. Just know, like, if you start getting a stomach ache or something like that, then maybe you've had too much. One moment, guys. I'm sorry. Yes, I have a landline. Stupid people calling. Scammers. I didn't recognize the telephone number, so I answered it. But your son has been sick a few times, and he's the one that never gets sick. Yeah, help him boost up his immune system a little bit. Lots and lots of vitamin C. You can also use, again, you know, I'm a huge believer. Do I have all of them here? I have a few of them. Huge believer of essential oils. Make sure that if you are using these for your vitamin C, that you get ones that are ingestible. For example, let me reach up here for a minute. Okay. For example, you can take these internally. This is, there we go. This is the doTERRA brand. You can see right there, doTERRA. So this is doTERRA brand. Okay, and then these I got at CVS, and these are not ingestible. So these would be topical. You can put them on your skin, and you can also use them in a diffuser, you know, with steam or water, I mean. But these you do not want to take internally. So just make sure that if you are going to use them for vitamin C, that you get ones that you can take internally. Usually a drop or 2 is all you need for a huge dose of vitamin C. If you're using something like a mandarin, an orange, there's also lemon. This is, well, it's not really a secret. I say it's my secret recipe. Okay. It is a flu bomb. So if you guys are interested and you use oils, I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys can write it down if you want. But this is what I use to make. You can get little capsules from a health food store like Sprouts. Sometimes you can even find them like at a CVS or something in the vitamin section. And they are just little capsules that are empty. You can pop them apart like that. Use your little dropper and put your drops, and then you can just take it as a pill. So that's what I do. Anytime my husband or I start feeling, you know how you start feeling like, oh, I might be getting sick? This is what we take. So it's 4 drops of lemon, and I'm going to put it here in the chat for you guys, okay? So 4 drops of lemon, 2 drops of Melaleuca, which is also a tea tree. They're the same thing. You know, I'll put tea tree. So 2 drops of tea tree, and then 2 drops of oregano, which is known as a hot oil. And I can't spell today. Oregano. So oregano, let's see if I can find one. I think I have it here. So oregano, this is one I get at Sprouts, but this one is also ingestible. You can see this weird glare. So that is from Sprouts. This one's hot. Don't put it on your tongue. You burn your face off. You want to either mix it with something to take it or put it in a capsule. And then if you are using doTERRA oils, they have their own blend, which is called On Guard. So I use 2 drops of the On Guard. You do not have to use this blend. It's just kind of a mix of vitamin C oils and things like that. So you don't have to use it. And that's it. Okay, so that's what I use. That is basically a ginormous dose of vitamin C, along with the hot oil and the tea tree, which is a antibacterial, antifungal type thing that'll knock out just basically anything. Literally, okay, this is how I got started with the oils. I think it was the first year that we moved here, and my son and I were adjusting to the climate. Absolutely miserable. I have never been this sick in my life, and my son was just as sick. Got the flu. Went to the doctor several times. I would start feeling like I was getting better. I would get sick again, and it was just like this miserable cycle, and I'd never been that sick. I tried all the different over-the-counter medicines, and it was just kind of like a temporary thing, and I start feeling miserable again. And I was like, I have to do something. My neighbor across the street, she gave me this, and within 3 days it was gone. And since then I've been a believer, and I've used them ever since and have not gotten sick. So vitamin C is the ticket for me. Vitamin C is the ticket for me. Another cool thing with essential oils, though, like I was saying before, you don't need to go out and buy hand sanitizer. You can make your own. So you can just use a tea tree. You can also use, I don't have the tea tree because it's in my bathroom. I don't have it here, but you can also use frankincense if you want. This is pretty pricey, though. I think it's like $100 for this one bottle. So I probably wouldn't use it for hand sanitizer. But you can use a tea tree. Mix it with rubbing alcohol. Just get like a little travel bottle or something that you can throw in your bag, or something that's not going to leak, though. You can just throw it in your bag or carry it in your pocket or whatever. So get some rubbing alcohol, mix it with several drops of the tea tree oil, and that's it. That's all you need. If you want it to be a little bit thicker, kind of like the gel ones that you get commercially, you can add some like aloe vera gel to it, or even some liquid coconut oil, and that'll help give it that more like commercial feel, like the gel that you get in the store. But you don't need to panic if you can't find hand sanitizer, because you'll be able to find tea tree oil. You can get it on Amazon, get it on eBay, get it from a doTERRA distributor. If you can't find it, ask me. I can ask my distributor, and I can send it to you, or whatever you need. Yeah, so, and then rubbing alcohol, you can get that anywhere. Grocery store, drugstore, CVS, whatever. So, you just need a couple things to make your own hand sanitizer. Um, when it comes to water, bottled water, I occasionally buy bottled water, but I have one of those like filter water things, and I have a year supply of filters. So I can just use the water from the tap, and I have my own filtered water. I don't need to buy. Plus, dude, where the heck are you gonna put all that water? I don't have the room for it. I really don't. So I just have it's like an off-brand Brita type pitcher that I can put on my counter. I don't put it in the fridge because I don't like cold water. I like my water to be room temperature, which is weird, but so I fill it up and I just leave it on my counter, and I usually go through 2 or 3 things a day. And then I have a year supply of filters, so I don't have to worry about bottled water or storing like cases of water. What else was I going to say? Yeah, that's it. You can do the same thing if you want to make your own wipes. You know, just carry like a pack of, what are they called? Those like little packs of tissues. Yeah, and then use your homemade sanitizer, put it on there, wipe it on your shopping cart handle or whatever it is you're doing, and voila. See, you don't have to worry about the shortage or not being able to find these things. You can make them yourself, and they're probably better for you than the ones that you buy at the store anyways. But don't freak out, okay? Don't freak out. Oh great, I have an eBay message. Oh, you know, I know this chat's not really about eBay, but why do people send you offers through message when I have make an offer? Let's see. Let me reply to this really quick. So I've had this Native American scarf. I've had this Native American scarf in my death pile for a very, very long time, and I was conflicted because I loved it so much. And I was like, okay, if I actually wear this scarf one time this year, I'm going to keep it. I never wore it. I kept it in the pile because I couldn't part with it. Finally, I was like, how stupid. I've never worn it. It's absolutely beautiful. I need to list it, and listed it, and it's not even been a week yet, and I have an offer on it for almost full price. It's only a couple dollars off, so you know, I'll take that offer. But have you guys ever done that where you just got so attached to an item you really didn't want to sell it, and then it was just sitting there and you didn't do anything with it, but you didn't want to sell it either? Yeah, that was this scarf for me. So yeah, what was I talking about before I was interrupted? eBay. eBay's actually been really good for me this week and last week, surprisingly, because I was getting scared there for a little bit, but last week and this week have made up for it, so I'm excited about that. And then like all these totes I've got over here, I've got 3 of these. These are from Vicky, and these are all of her items that I'm listing for her, because I'm sure if you guys watch Katie and Vicky, she's mentioned me about being her helper. So I've got 3 of those giant totes listing her items, but I enjoy doing it, and she gives me all clothes, which is kind of like my specialty. That's what I know. So the fact that, you know, all those items are clothes, it's great. It's great. I love it. I like doing it. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it, what I have for you guys today. If you guys have questions on oils, let me know. I'm not an expert. If you are, okay, one thing, if you are taking other medications, please check with your doctor before you start using oils. And here's something that people don't really realize sometimes is that oils can be just as potent as antibiotics. And they can affect your other medications. So do your research, check with your doctor, and make sure that whatever oil that you want to take is not going to change your other medications. Eventually, you might be able to replace your medications using different types of oils, but just check and make sure with your doctor before you start using them because they are extremely potent. Going live at 1:30. Okay, everybody, Derek is going live at 1:30 for a pop-up auction on his channel. So we're all going to go over there and check out the auction. So yeah, check with your doctor before using oils. And then because of how potent they are, don't give them to your kids internally. Okay, use them topically. So like for my son when he was younger, I would make like a mixture and mix it with coconut oil or like a grapeseed oil or something like that, or even an olive oil. You can mix it with that and put it on the bottoms of their feet. You can put it here on their chest, kind of like a Vicks vapor rub, and that will help. That will help them. I know like Vicks vapor rub is really like, I think it's just menthol, eucalyptus. It's really essential oils in some type of carrier, something that's like that greasy, almost like a Vaseline or something. And it's just carrier, or it's just essential oils mixed into that. So you can use your oils to make your own at home too. Hey, Thelma, how are you? I was talking about you last week. I was wondering how things went with your student. I talked to my son a little bit about that. But yeah, how did that situation go? Destiny says, I have to do some running here in a few minutes. I will stop in and say hi. Please reiterate often about the reason we use the term spectrum. This is a discussion I have daily with Gen Ed. So many stereotypes. I heaved to battle from genitive defects to super bright. Okay, so I think the term, and I hate saying this, but the autism community, and I'm just going to say it that way, they don't like, and I don't want to, okay, let's not say it that way. Give me a second. Let me reflect on this. It went very well. The parents and administration loved the idea. Awesome. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad I was able to help you with that. That's a tricky situation, you know? It's like teenage girls, you know, they're going to have those feelings, and we can't say that that's wrong. You know, we just have to teach them what's appropriate and what's not. That's all. The social story was utilized and the student was receptive, but I think she's taking it literal still. Yeah, most autistic kids are very, very literal. My son is incredibly literal, and I have to say exactly what I mean because he takes everything literally. Um, and it's tricky, and I think you just need to keep correcting her actions. She rewrote the Valentine, but only apologized. Okay, so that's a start, because at least she's recognizing both. Then she's recognizing that, yes, I still have these feelings for my teacher. However, I'm sorry because it's inappropriate. So I think that she is recognizing what she's supposed to be doing, but maybe she's just not really sure how to react to her feelings. Maybe she doesn't understand how she's supposed to suppress those feelings towards her teacher. I want to teach her to see that we love people and care for people differently. Yeah. Yeah, that's the big thing. Telling her what's appropriate and what's not. And that you can love your teacher, but not like in a relationship type status. Like, you love them as a person, or you love them because they're an amazing teacher. Or you care about them. That's a different type of love. That you care about them, not necessarily that you're in love with them. So those are different things, and sometimes they're hard to teach. Oh, good, Thelma. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you so much for telling me that. Because it makes me feel like this chat and this group is doing what I want it to do, and that's to help other people. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So, okay, let's go back to what you were saying previously about the term spectrum. What is the other term I'm thinking of that's not spectrum? Oh, I just read an article about it the other day. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. I don't think that there's really like a negativity around the word spectrum. It's more about I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. I'm not going to find it, I don't think. Hold on, I'm looking really quick. Looking really quick. Nope, that's not. It's not abilities. Oh gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? My brain is not functioning today. Oh gosh. I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Derek says that also goes for people in their later lives on love. Yeah, definitely. It's something that I think if we don't learn it as a child, we obviously don't know it as an adult, but also our definitions of love change as we get older and as we go through different experiences in life. Love means different things. So when I was a teenager, you know, and I had my high school boyfriend, I thought I was in love, you know, and then I look at it now and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? And I look at my husband and I'm like, you know, he's my best friend in the whole world. And I know that that is what love is supposed to be. So it's like we have this changing, the definition of love changes as we go through different experiences and as we get older. Old school picker, hello, how are you? Many suffer with autism, depression, learning disability, intellectual disabilities, etc. All together like a sandwich. Yes, that's very true. So I think what you're trying to ask me is reiterate often about the reason we use the term spectrum. Oh, functioning. That's the word. Okay, it just came to me. Okay, functioning. So and I hate saying that, but I don't know how else to phrase it, but the autism community was up in arms about people saying the word functioning, like they're high functioning, low functioning. They don't like that. When we use the word spectrum, it's not just a term that we use for autism. There are other diseases, medical conditions. There's so many other things that have a spectrum, not just autism. It's just that that one is frequently combined together when we say autism spectrum. But, you know, for example, I'm trying to think of an example really quick. Depression. Depression is a spectrum. There's not just one type of depression. There's not just one, you're depressed, that's it. There are different levels of depression also. And I don't want to say functioning, but there's that depression where you can function throughout the day, but then some things might trigger it. You know, and then there are other people that can't function throughout the day. They can't get out of bed. They are so sad. They are non-functioning. But that is a spectrum. It's just that those two terms seem to be frequently used together, autism spectrum. But it's just like any other disorder. There's lots of disorders that have spectrums. And I think that we have to use that term because we have to, I don't want to say treat them differently, but we have to be able to help them differently. So, for example, my son is considered high functioning, okay, and he's at the higher end of the spectrum. Well, his needs are different than a child at the other end of the spectrum. So someone at the lower end of the spectrum might need more therapies. They might need speech. They might need an aid. They might need a communication device. Someone in the higher functioning end of the spectrum may not need any of those things at all. Or they might need very few, like maybe they just need a therapy once a week or something like that. So I don't know if I'm answering your question or like reiterating what you want me to say. I'm not quite sure. Some teachers are adamant that autism means this and not that. They don't understand it's not the communication issue, so they think everyone is mislabeled as autism. Oh, okay. I understand that. I understand that. And that's something my son talks about all the time. How people put a label on autism and they think that this is the definition and this is what it is. No, absolutely not. Every single person who has autism experiences a different autism. Autism is different to every single person. Destiny, you so agree. I have depression and the roller coaster ride of it sucks. 1 minute I'm good and the next I can be very bad. Yeah, I understand. I've been in that place. I'm not now, but I've been there and I understand exactly what it is that you're going through. Love is a verb, shows action. Most use it as a noun, person, place, or thing. That's true. Oh, that's a good way of looking at it too. Definitely. That love is a verb. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. They say love, but they don't show love. But they never show love. Yes. Yes. And you don't have to say it to show it. Like, I see this now that I'm older, but not when I was younger because I didn't understand it. Now I do. But my dad was never the type of person to, like, he didn't hug and he never really said the word love, like, I love you or anything like that. But he showed his love in so many other ways. As far as he was a single dad of 3 kids. So taking care of 3 kids, putting a roof over our head, always making sure we had just about anything we wanted. If we asked for it, he would make sure we had it. He took care of us. He knew how to discipline us, make sure that our grades were good. You know, he showed his love, but he never said the words. And when I was younger, I didn't get it. I get it now. I never know what the next twist and turn will be. Yeah, that's so hard to live like that, Destiny. I understand what you're feeling, though. If you ever want to reach out to me and we just want to chat, I'm always here. Being blind and visually impaired are 2 different ends of the spectrum. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Thank you, Derek, for that example. But that is a great example. That's a spectrum. Yeah, you can be visually impaired, like myself. I can't read. I can't watch TV. I can't see my computer screen if I don't have my glasses on. And I really shouldn't drive either without them on. But I'm not blind. So those are completely different ends of the spectrum. Many think intellectual disabilities are not a part of it. It is, primarily because of the communication issue. Language delays and nonverbal people have serious intellectual disabilities, a cycle. And you know what? Not all autistic people have communication disabilities. Let me give you an example. My son. And for him, I think it's more of an anxiety. But in the beginning with my son, he did have a delay in his speech. So he didn't talk till a little bit later than what you would normally expect. However, when he was younger, maybe like around 5 years old and starting kindergarten and whatnot, he had absolutely no communication problems except for his little speech impediment that he had. Like, he had trouble pronouncing certain letters. But other than that, he had no communication issues. I mean, he loved to talk and he loved to be the center of attention. He would talk to anyone and anybody. He had lots of friends. And people loved him because he was just a little ham. He was so cute. As he got older and started learning about himself, about other people, about being embarrassed, kind of that self-conscious type thing, he started kind of closing in a bit and thinking more, and this is my own speculation, I don't know 100%, because, you know, he would have to tell you, but this is my own speculation. I think as he started getting older, you know, you kind of grow out of that phase where you're super young and you just dance in front of the crowd, and as you get older you get more embarrassed, like people are looking at me, and so you won't dance, that kind of a thing. So I think that he gets a little embarrassed and that anxiety starts kicking in and he doesn't communicate, he doesn't talk. And so he didn't have any communication problems in the beginning, and I think his communication is more due to anxiety. So he is diagnosed autistic. Not autistic kids, not all autistic kids or people have communication problems or social problems. Not all of them do. So, you know, that's part of the spectrum too, is every person experiences it differently. You're awesome. You said it well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like I'm answering the question, then I go off on a tangent and I don't even know if I answered it or not. High, low, usually based on communication skills. My son is nonverbal, so he is looked at as low. I just look at him as my son. And I think that might be where the problem is that because you're nonverbal, you are considered on the lower end of the spectrum. And I think this might be a problem. Part of the problem why people are upset by the labels is because just because he's nonverbal doesn't mean that his abilities are any less. So, for example, the best example I could use is like the blind. Someone who is blind has other senses that are heightened. So they might have a better sense of smell. They might have a better sense of touch, the better sense of their surroundings. They just can't see. Okay, that's the same thing with a nonverbal autistic child. They are just as brilliant as any other person, just they don't use their words. And they might be able to use a communication device to communicate. It doesn't mean that they are any less. And they might not be low functioning other than they don't have words. So I think that might be where people might have a problem with considering a child that's nonverbal low functioning, because they function just fine and might even be absolutely brilliant. They just don't have words. And I love that you said you just look at him as your son, because that's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I should say some, not all, have those intellectual disabilities. Yeah, every person experiences it differently. Okay, Thelma, thank you for popping in. I will see you later. Have a great day. Oh, Destiny, I love you. I love you. I really do. So I'm always here for you, okay? If you ever, my voice is going out again. If you ever need me, please reach out. I don't know if you have my phone number or not. But you can always get a hold of me. Instagram is usually the quickest way to get a hold of me. But I've become more in the habit now of actually checking my Facebook messages because so many people reach out to me that way. And I never used it before, so now I'm getting more in the habit of checking my Facebook messages, checking my Instagram every day, and then if you have my number, you can text me. If not, I will get it to you. So, gotta go. Great show. See you at my auction. Okay, Derek, I will see you in just a little bit. I'll pop over there. I'm about to wrap it up here too. Hey, Sunny, how are you? How's it going out there? Are you finding anything at the thrift stores? I was just at Goodwill yesterday, and I literally had like one item in my hand going through the entire store. And then I started to walk to go pay for it, and I saw that the line was like literally wrapped around the store. And it wasn't a special day or like a special discount day or anything. And I was like, oh, forget it. And I just left it there. I was like, I'm not having luck thrifting these days. Yes, nonverbal does not mean slow. Yes, and my son is the perfect example of that. He was nonverbal for a long time, and he's brilliant. He's brilliant. He has a communication device he's been using for 6 months. He's been using it more and more each day. Excited. Yeah, that's so awesome. Isn't it amazing? Those devices are really, really amazing. My son was using one for a while too, and it was it was such a huge relief. And I think it takes a lot of frustration off of them as well to be able to tell you what it is they need or what they want. That's Abby, nonverbal, but super smart. Yeah, see? See, and I think that's where people are having a problem with the label. I think the biggest issue is just awareness. Because the labels don't mean anything really. It's just awareness. And we have to teach people what autism is. And it's not one definition. It's so many, you know, and we just have to, that's why I love seeing so many new shows that are popping up on television and in the movies with autistic people in them, with autistic characters or based around an autistic person, because it's just spreading the awareness and teaching people about what this is. Sounds good. I have to run, take some packages to the post office, then pick up dinner. Then we'll be back to stop by and see Derek. Destiny, I'll message you this weekend. Kids will be gone for the week. Okay, cool. Cool. Very cool. You're great. You're back from Texas. That's awesome. I've been to Texas once. I didn't like it. Maybe it was where I was at. I had a bad experience in Texas. Okay, so I got off the plane in Dallas. I think it was in Dallas. I think I stayed one night in Dallas. And I'm trying to remember because this was so many years ago. Probably like, oh my God, like 15 years ago. Okay, so I stayed like one night, I believe, in Dallas. I got a rental car and I was driving around and I wanted to see different things, you know, sightseeing type stuff, right? So driving around, not paying attention because I'm one of those looky-loo tourists that I hate here in Las Vegas. Looking around at everything, and like the street lights and everything are completely different than they are here or like in Cali where I'm from. They're different and they hang like this way instead of this way. And I wasn't paying attention and I ran a red light and I got pulled over. I got pulled over. I was only there for like a couple of hours and I got pulled over. And I just explained to the cop. I got a ticket. It was like $400 and something for running a red light. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, so that was my, then I got on a plane, like a little tiny plane, and took it from there to Brownsville. I will never go there again. Brownsville, I did not like it. It was an absolutely miserable place. Miserable place. I did like Dallas, however, I just had a bad experience there because I got a ticket like within the first couple of hours of being there. So, you know, that's just, yeah. That's kind of funny. There's some awesome things to see in Texas, though. I have lots of fun pictures from that trip of just some amazing things that I went to go see. So, okay, guys, we are over the hour. I'm going to call it time. I got a lot of things to do today, and I still haven't done my shipping this morning, so I need to get that stuff shipped and taken over to the post office right now and maybe figure out something to eat if I'm hungry. But thank you all for being here. Make sure you guys stock up on your vitamin C. Stock up on your vitamin C. For those of you that weren't here in the beginning, I was talking about this. Okay, emergency. Can you see it without the weird glare? Emergency. This one. Don't take it only on emergencies. Take it every day. Okay, emergency. It's like these little packets like this, right? You drink that often? Drink it every day. Okay, and then this one, you can get these at CVS. I think they also sell them at Walmart, but vitamin drops. These are just like cough drops. You know, throw a few of them in your pocket. Take them all day. You can also put essential oils, put them in your water, put them in your food, whatever you want. High doses of vitamin C right now. Keep yourself away from that coronavirus. Dose up on your vitamin C, and you'll be good. You like the pineapple ones? I haven't tried those. I usually just get these, the orange ones. Or orange, what is it? Super orange. Super orange. Pineapple sounds good though. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So if you guys have questions, back up farther in the chat, I put the ingredients to make the little extreme dose of vitamin C for your capsules if you want to do that. We call it the flu bomb, but it's not really just for flu. It's just a ridiculous dose of vitamin C. It'll give you like orange burps or like lemon burps, but it'll kill anything basically that you've got going on in your body. It's a ridiculous dose of vitamin C with a hot oil and antibacterial. So that's amazing. If you guys have any questions on oils, how to get them, where to get them, you can contact me. Again, I'm not an expert on them, just my own experience. I do have a distributor that I use for the doTERRA oils. So if you guys want, I can give you her information, or you can just do a search and look it up online too, and you can find somebody that's local that you can just buy them from, because they are kind of like a catalog company, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but you have to order them from a distributor that's local in your area. But if you guys want my information to my girl, I'd be happy to give that to you. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Make sure you head on over to Derek's channel, NASCAR Man, and I never get the numbers right. Wait, let me see. NASCAR Man 3345. Head on over to his channel and check out his auction and support some other resellers. And I will see you guys next week. Again, Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will be back here. Yeah, back here, same time, same channel. See you guys later. Have a great weekend.